All right, welcome back to the Coyote Radio Show and Podcast. We have an awesome guest today. Ginger Wixx is with us from West Virginia. Her EP just dropped. It's called Almost a Handful. Her voice is killer. We're going to talk about that in depth, kind of what she's been up to, her touring plans, and yeah, life in general. So stick around for that. Got to give it up to our sponsors for helping us put this on. Duke's Indy, of course, greatest honky tonk in the world. Bar Distillery, best bourbon in the world. And now Jam Nation is with us. I got a lot to say about Jam Nation. It's an app. It's new on the scene. Some of you've seen it, seen the logos. It's starting to spread quite a bit. Hasn't been fully released yet, but I think it's going to be a big game changer for music lovers. We're going to have a whole episode chat with the owner and founder of it here soon. So keep your eyes out for that because it's a big deal. It's going to be pretty cool. And we also got to mention Picking in the Backwoods Music Festival. It keeps growing. I don't know what's going on. It's become a monster. I think there's over 30 bands now. Tickets are starting to roll out and sell. Definitely get your tickets because it will sell out, and it's going to be the most intimate festival in the world. At least I think so. As far as the caliber of music that's coming to this, we're only selling 600 tickets. That's it. We want people that show up to this to actually be able to enjoy the music and the atmosphere without all the chaos of 20,000 people. I mean, we could sell thousands of tickets to this show. That's how good this lineup, I believe, is. But we're capping it. This is for the music lovers. It's put on pretty much by the fans for the fans sort of atmosphere, and we want everyone to feel welcome. So grab their tickets before it's too late. It's August 16th and 17th, Friday and Saturday. Music starts, it's jam packed, 11 a.m. on Friday, all the way to midnight. Then we'll do it again the next day, 11 a.m. to midnight. And yeah, it's going to be a ball. I can't wait. So all the details, if you want to know more, there's a website, pickinginthebackwoods.com. Check the description, links there. I think that covers everything. Let's go talk to Ginger. I'm excited about this EP. All right, welcome back to the Coyote Radio Show and Podcast. Great guest, Ginger Wixx. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad this finally happened. I think we've tried to make it happen a couple times, but everybody's just so busy all the time.
Oh yeah.
Are you in
Yeah, that
West Virginia now?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm at home in Canova. Like we were talking about, I went and I got a tattoo today, starting a really bad addiction. So,
Face tats are coming.
I've thought about it like Sierra Farrell has a really pretty one right here. And I remember telling my friend Emily, I was like, I think maybe one day I get like something small right here. And she goes, that's a big decision. And that's something you take a couple years to think about. I was like, yeah, but like Sierra looks so good with hers, but that's for later. That's for later.
Take 2 years, then you'll know.
Yeah, two, maybe three.
So I don't know when I first maybe I think it was about a year ago I came across one of your videos. It was Lonesome Blue.
Lonesome Blues.
Yep. That
Yeah.
your vocals are insane. Like so beautiful. The way I mean, I'm just me speaking. I think you're gonna be going some big places.
Thank
Do you
you.
feel that way or you just like
No.
really?
No. I mean, like online, it looks like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. It looks like I'm a lot cooler than I am, but like last year I made a post that I played over 115 shows last year, but like 99% of those gigs were in smoke shops and bars with a TV over my head and people just coming in to watch football or like really indie coffee shops where people are just in and out or on their laptop and not even paying attention.
Yeah.
But it has been fun to travel, but it definitely looks a lot more professional and like I am a couple years more into my career than I actually am. So I guess that helps maybe with attracting like people to follow me or come to one of my shows because they think that I'm on my way up, but I'm really just like traveling, playing gigs for pretty cheap, and then eating McChickens in the McDonald's parking lot afterwards.
Oh yeah.
That's what
Well, you
I
got to
do.
start somewhere.
You do. You have to pay your dues, like everybody says, and I don't know.
Pretty
It can
soon
be
you'll
a
be able to get Big Macs.
yeah. No, I actually Steiner's Speakeasy in Chillicothe, Ohio, which I think um she's selling it or something is happening with that, but I played that last year and there was this guy who's a regular and I was, playing and then I took my break and he wanted to buy me a tequila shot and I told the bartender, I was like, I don't do well with tequila, but I feel bad. So I trust you to like, you know, pick a good tequila and I hated it, but I took it anyway. And then I had said something up on the stage. I got tipsy off of that one tequila shot because I hadn't eaten anything all day. And I was like, sorry, guys. I usually get a Big Mac before I come and perform because it like coats my throat. And this guy went out of his way, drove down to the McDonald's, bought me a Big Mac, came back, and also tipped like $100 to me through Venmo. I was like, what? You're an angel. Like that's I never had somebody go out of their way and buy me a Big Mac from McDonald's. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. $100 in a Big Mac, that's great. Right when you needed it too.
Well, he requested for me to play Fade Into You by Mazzy Star, and he had left to go get that Big Mac, and I didn't know where he was. I thought he was like in the bathroom or outside smoking, and his friends were sitting at the table, and I was like, hey, like it's that period in the set where the songs are like chilling out, and I was gonna play Fade Into You for him. I was like, where's your friend? They're like, I don't know. He just stepped outside. And I was like, well, I'll go ahead and start playing it. He was at McDonald's while I played the song he requested.
Well,
So
it was a good trade-off.
yeah.
So it kind of start at the beginning. You've seen the show before. Normally, if the first time guest on, I kind of like to get a background story, like where you're from, what your influences, and all that good stuff.
I am from CK in West Virginia, which is Cerrito Canova. It's two separate towns, but they're so small and right next to each other that people just call it CK. When I first started, I told everybody that I was from Huntington because it's just easier. People are more
Yeah.
likely to know Huntington than CK. But yeah, born and raised here. I live here with my aunt now. I grew up living with my grandparents primarily. And I don't know, I always loved music. And I feel like I see a lot online of people posting that when they were kids, they put on like these dance recitals for their families, like at the barbecue and stuff. I'm like, yeah, me and my cousin, we used to put on performances. We used to get on Microsoft Word and like make fake magazines about each other, like we were celebrities. And um, her and my friend Brooklyn, we were gonna do like a battle of the bands competition and like perform for our family. And their band was called the Panthers, and I was a solo artist, and my name was Wish. And I made like a magazine like dissing the Panthers and like passed it out to my family before we started. So like there's always been that theatrical, side of me, I guess, and my family just from growing up. But I really started to take a liking to singing. I don't know why. I just gravitated towards it. And my grandparents have a basement where we keep like our computers and, extra storage and stuff. So I would go down there and just sing karaoke, and my grandma would listen through the vents upstairs, which I always knew she was listening, and it embarrassed me, but had to get over it. If you wanted to sing, you had to sing. Mama was going to hear you. Um, but I was singing so much that I think in the fourth grade, my dad bought me like an $80 guitar from the Music Box, which is a used to be a locally owned music store down in Cerrito. Now it's a State Farm office, which sucks. But I started taking guitar lessons, and my teacher, I remember coming in and he would like cut my fingernails so I could play guitar. He'd be like, "Oh, you need to cover this Taylor Swift song, and I need your parents' approval to put you on YouTube because I think you're gonna blow up like Justin Bieber." And I was like, "Okay, I'll ask my dad. I'll learn You Belong with Me by Taylor Swift." Um, but I don't know. I didn't keep up with guitar lessons that long. I've always been on and off with lessons, guitar, piano, and voice lessons. Um, but I've always, kept singing. Um, and then throughout high school, I did some open mics with a friend of mine who played guitar because I didn't want to play. I just wanted to sing. Um, I was a worship leader for a couple years. Then my junior year of high school, I left the faith and I kind of drifted away from music. I don't really know why. I think like when you get near the end of high school is when your life starts really hitting like, oh, this is real, and I need an actual plan that's gonna, take care of me. Like I need to decide if I'm going to college, what I'm going to major in. I need to get a part-time job, start
Right.
saving for stuff. I had gotten a car when I was 17 and, needed to pay for my own gas. Just gaining a little bit of independence kind of made me think I need to put aside the dreams and focus on what's real. Not that I had never really thought about doing this as a career or a job. I always, it was in the back of my head, but I was like, no, no, you can't do that. So let's find something that is really cool and creative and will keep you like enjoying it. Like when I was in sixth grade, I wanted to be an adventure therapist. Then I wanted to be a cosmologist and study the universe. And then, just all of these jobs that I felt like would be fun and would satisfy that need for doing music. Um, and so, yeah, my senior year of high school came and I got into a relationship that was pretty real too. We lived together for a while, and then it didn't work out, and I had started cosmetology school, and that didn't work out either. So both of those things came to an end, and I was like, I feel like I'm at a crossroads, and it's either I'm going to pursue hair and do something that I'm not really interested in, and I've honestly have become to loathe doing hair. Get stuck in your clothes. Like the shit I did in cosmetology school was crazy, crazy. And like these strangers would come in, because it's cheap, which is understandable. But I remember this one lady. I don't want to say what service she had, but it was a 2-day service, and the final day she came in and tipped us with homemade fudge, like crazy stuff. Like, this lady think I'm gonna eat her fudge? I don't know her. Like, this is, anyways. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do hair. Um, and so that was like December of 2021, and I started writing music for the first time. I'd always struggled with writing songs, and I think it's because I didn't really have any real experiences yet. Um, and that heartbreak from that failed relationship is why I wrote Lonesome Blues. Um, and yeah, kind of just like I channeled a lot of feelings when I started to pursue music because it was a shock to everyone. I felt like a loser, a failure. I felt like such a disappointment and like, am I even like good enough? Like, am I even a decent enough singer or writer or guitar player to get people to watch me? You know, but I had to do it because I had to do it. Like, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And then I just started going to a bunch of open mics, and meeting people. I would play for literally anything, anywhere, for any kind of audience. Like someone gave me an opportunity. I was like, yes, I will do whatever it is to make it work. And that for a while was pretty hard on me financially, hard on me mentally. I feel like, because when you first start, nobody knows who you are. It's like, damn, I really am lame and this is stupid and I'm like a fool and I'm embarrassing myself. They just want me to sing Can't You See and Simple Man. It's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Um, but to bring up some other local artists who one of them is really blown up from Radio WB. I did a show in December of 2022 with Nolan Taylor and Sam Eplin at the Bluegrass Barrel House. That it was a singer-songwriter night. And
Hmm.
Lance Rogers, he used to do them every Wednesday, but now it's gone down to once a month. But when I did that show, it was like everybody loved me all of a sudden. And I know the crowd was only there for Nolan, and that's fine. But I was like, I'll take it. Like, I'll take it. I'm just gonna get up there and sing. Um, and then 2023, I feel like because of that gig in Kentucky, it just made booking so much easier because I had friends now. Like I met Hunter Flynn at that show. I met, some venue owners down there. Lance helped me out a lot. And then 2023, just having people reach out to me and ask me to do these shows and do these festivals. And it just opens up this whole new world of people you didn't even know were in the game for as long as they have been. I'm meeting Hannah Howard, Jordan Lee King, Wes Ship, Eric Bolander, Tim Gooden, like all of these amazing artists kind of gave me encouragement back, you know. So it was really hard at first. And that's basically all up until now. Like that's what I've been doing. That's how it got started. Last year I played so many shows and put way too many miles on my car. Um, and now I just got done recording an EP, which took so long, and I'm really relieved that it's done. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to stop recording stuff because it's really cool to hear it come to life. But yeah, I've met so many people. I have so many stories, but I'm forgetful. So if you ask me about one of them, or like, where's your most your favorite place you've ever traveled to? Be like, I don't know. I don't know. Someplace. I'll think of it like 2 days from now and text and be like, oh yeah,
Right.
so and so. But yeah.
Yeah, that whole list of artists that you mentioned, well, about half of them have been on the show, and
Mm-hmm.
gotten to become pretty good friends with some of them, and that's it's a lot different than when you played that show versus the Smoky Bar scene, which those folks and the people that go to see them, they're there for the music, you know.
Yeah.
I think if you get some more exposure, like already you're already gaining, so a lot online, I think it could really snowball into you. Because it only took one video for me like to hear and be like, that's special. She'll be something if she
Well,
wants it. So, but it's all hard work too. It's not going to be handed to you, sort of deal. But
oh yeah. I definitely I appreciate those compliments too of people just saying, I've seen you everywhere, like playing everywhere, and like you've just been working so hard and it's noticeable. It's like, oh my God, like I think I would rather hear a compliment like that over like, oh, you're such a pretty singer, which I appreciate them both, but something about people just admiring and congratulating your work ethic, it
Yeah.
that hits me and the heartstrings, like for real.
Yeah. So how many songs are on your EP, did you say?
It's three, and
Okay.
then I recorded with Jeff McClelland, and he wrote an instrumental track for me, like as an outro. But there's only three like full length songs on it.
Okay. And do you know when that's gonna be like released?
For sure, next month. The date in May is to be decided. I'm just waiting on a few more pieces of content to get it rolling, and then I'll I'll announce it, as soon as I get that stuff done.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. It's definitely, I mean, even if that stuff is not done, I'm posting it anyway. Like, here, take it. Take it. Like, the music's ready. Like, just have it.
Yeah, get it into the world.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, that's exciting. That kind of sets up the whole summer for you, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
Speaking of which, thank you for playing Picking in the Backwoods.
Well, thanks for having me. And thank you, Larry Pierce, for being like,
Larry.
yo, you want to do this festival for my friends? Like, yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Larry, I love him. He's hilarious. Good
He's
dude.
great.
But yeah, that's gonna be fun. 2 days of music. The lineup's killer. I think we're
Oh, yeah.
adding more. We're adding more too.
I'm excited to see
Insane.
who else, because I don't even know who else is going to play.
Yeah, it's still getting worked out now, but just, some solo stuff on a side stage just to play in between the main stage sort of deal.
That's
But
really cool.
yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Uh, I'm calling it the most intimate festival in the country with this level of talent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some big names on there for we're only selling, a limited 700 tickets somewhere in there.
Hmm.
And then we're cutting it off. We want people there for the music. We don't need 10,000 people screaming drunk at a show. Because
Oh, yeah.
I've been to a festival there years ago. It was the coolest thing I ever went to. And there was only like a few hundred people there. It was like 200 or 300 there when I was there. And I was by myself. I was like, damn it, why didn't my friends come with me? This is awesome.
Yeah.
10 years
Those
later,
kinds,
we're doing it.
yeah, those kinds of shows are just the best. I would argue, like, for me, I would rather play a singer-songwriter showcase than do like a full-length gig of my own,
Yeah.
or like or open for somebody who's playing to a really big crowd, because it's just so intimate and people are genuinely there to hear your story.
Hmm.
And like the last one I did was the Cigar Lounge, Fat Ash Cigar Lounge, with Tyler Kaiser, Jordan Lee King, and I think his name is Jason Mays. I'm going to freak out if that's not him, because he was phenomenal. And it was so cool. Like, I mean, the people there were just amazing. And it can be a little nerve-wracking because it's like
Right.
all these people watching it so quiet, but
Yeah.
it's the best. It feels like such a connection. Because now, like, I didn't get to go to a lot of festivals last year just because I was gigging in the bars,
Yeah.
for myself. But I still want to go to Pick It in the Woods. This will be my first year. Master Musicians Festival. I would love to go. I'd love to go to Laurel Cove. I did not get tickets in time. Um, I'm gonna be playing some other festivals this year. It's gonna be my first time going to Little Sandy Shakedown, which is cool.
Don't know that one.
Um, I think it's at the Pump House. How do I not know like where it is? But I'm excited. That lineup is going to be really cool.
I'll check it out.
Too.
I'll look it up for sure.
Yeah, they posted their lineup already, but yeah, I mean, I also love like homegrown festivals around here because the audience is so receptive and gentle with the music. I feel like if Coachella, like the crowd is just so
Yeah.
no concert etiquette is what I'm trying to say because it's been getting really out of hand. And so I can appreciate, friends and family and just people that I've met these past couple of years who literally go out of their way to invest their time and their money into doing these festivals, for everybody. It's such an enjoyable, you know, time every summer. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. You mentioned Laurel Cove. I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to that for sure. This will be my third year going, and it's my favorite festival out there. So pumped
Yeah.
about that. All we have to do is pray for good weather. That's the only thing we got to worry about. Other than
Well,
that,
I think John Grace reshared the 2021 lineup,
yeah, I saw
and
that.
like Charles Wesley Godwin on there. They have Morgan Wade, Nolan Taylor, people who are just reaching beyond the limits right now. And I saw somebody comment and they were like, I'll never forget watching, um, I think it was Charles Wesley Godwin. It's like, I'll never forget watching his set and it was pouring the rain, but everybody just kept going. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, not even the rain can disturb Laurel Cove.
No, it sprinkled, but I wasn't there that year that they had a nasty rain. But I don't know. The diehards will stick it out, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember the last time I've been in the rain. I think I I went out with a friend mushroom hunting. It was his idea. He loves to go mushroom hunting and just taking me out in these woods. I'm not meant for the woods. And we couldn't find any and it was supposed to start raining and I had my jacket tied around my waist. Started pouring. It's pouring the rain. Completely soaked like we just got in the shower and I couldn't put on my coat because I had my hood out on my waist. So my hood was just full of water. I think that's the last time I remember being in the rain. But it would be so much cooler if I was sitting on a blanket watching somebody sing on a stage than fighting spider webs. I had a
Yeah.
stick in front of me, like doing this, slipping on moss. Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
So your EP is gonna come out next month. You're gonna be gigging and doing some festivals. What's kind of like the bigger picture? Have you thought that far? Is like you plan on going full length album soon? Have you already started writing for something like that, or are you just trying to enjoy the moment?
Um, well, just talking with my manager, we're trying to build a team right now, and our focus after the EP comes out will be 2025. You know, maybe doing a few opener slots, festivals next year, because everybody's been booking pretty early
Mhm.
on and like posting their lineups pretty early. Like this year, we were talking about how soon everything came out. Um, but also like an album, like you said, I've had one written for 2 years. Like I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm a server, a 22-year-old server, and I don't have the money. I don't have the money to do it right now.
We need a GoFundMe account then. Let's
Yeah,
set it
well,
up to get this puppy recorded.
yeah, I was telling my manager, I was like, I wouldn't care to do a Kickstarter again because that's what helped me record this EP. But I was like, I don't know. I don't think that I should. I think that maybe I should just, work and save and do it on my own. And I don't know, kind of like just giving back for everybody who supported me. Like, I'm going to do this for you. And also because the whole Kickstarter situation, like, I remember Larry, he was saying, he's like, you got to post it now. Like, I've got so many buddies who want to support you. Like, I promise you, you're going to reach your goal. And I'm such a pessimist. I loathe asking people for help. And I was like,
Oh yeah. I don't
I
like doing it
can't,
either.
especially for money. I was like, I can't ask people for donations. He was like, that's why you give them t-shirts and stickers and posters and CDs and handwritten lyrics. And I was like, okay, all right, fine, I'll do it. And so I did it. And it was crazy, the people who, donated, and the fact that I even reached the goal. I thought I wasn't going to. I was like, this is gonna be so embarrassing when I have to make a post like, well, guys,
Made $20.
we we tried. Unfortunately, we didn't reach the goal, and all of the money is gonna be, refunded to your bank account. So, thank you. That would have been so embarrassing. That was my biggest fear. And I feel
Yeah.
like with an album, it takes so much more funding, and I don't know. I feel like it's too big of an ask from an audience, in my personal opinion. So I
Yeah.
really just work for it. Maybe do it in like segments, split it up. But it's ready. I was telling my manager, I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to record an album. Let's do it and release it like in the fall. Like, I'm ready. She's like, everything comes in due time. I'm like, you're so right. You're right.
Yeah. Patience.
Yeah. It's so hard to wait. Like, I remember I just did, I think this past Tuesday, I did Marshall's radio show and concert series, like I was telling you. And I had just written a song like 30 minutes before I went down there. And I had it on my list to perform it there. And I got there and I was like, what am I doing? You've never performed this song. You don't even know how it's gonna end. Like, I feel like artists sometimes just cannot wait. We're so impulsive. Like,
Yeah. It's so
yeah,
you're so proud of it. You just want to, yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know the Kickstarter stuff too. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like people don't have to donate to it, and it's for like art. It's different. It's not like a guilt trip. Like, hey, I just lost my truck in a car accident and blew up, and it's like, I don't know, like something like that. Even though they need help too, but it's like,
yeah,
it's just like, yeah, it's life.
yeah. No, I
But
feel that. Like, that reminds me of, sometimes I get people saying like, "Oh, why don't you audition for The Voice? Why don't you audition for American Idol?" And I have. Um,
both of them,
didn't get very far with The Voice. I did, and I feel like I don't want to misquote, but I feel like Nolan Taylor got pretty far on The Voice, but didn't get on the TV auditions, and that was the same for me. But
I
I
think his
feel like
was what's his was American Idol, I believe.
American Idol. Yeah,
Something
I
like that.
feel
I
like
remember him. Yeah, he told me on the show.
yeah, my papa and I, we used to watch The Voice every week when I was growing up, and we loved it. But I feel like the authenticity of it has really dwindled, and I feel like shows like that really look for a sob story. Like, they were asking me about my life and
Yeah,
anything that I've been through, and I was like, no, thank you. Oh, thank you.
my
I just
cat
want to sing
died.
My Way song by Blackfoot and be Miley Cyrus on the show. I don't want you to know about, my personal life, which is that's a tough line to draw with artists too. Is,
Yeah,
I understand both sides. Like, me, I'm a private person, and when I write, I don't get very specific about what I'm going through because I don't want people to really know anything about my life. But it's also, therapy for me, and I want people to be able to relate to the song and to each other and know that they're not alone. But then I know, other artists are like, I want people to know my struggles and what I've been through so that they find release through my music. Like I understand both points. It's just where do you draw that faint line in the sand, of what is too much? Or is there even too much to
Mm-hmm.
give out to the world,
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I'm trying to think. There's probably been like 5 or 6 artists I've had on the show that have been on one of the either been on the show or tried out for the show and went pretty far for The Voice and American Idol. Nolan Taylor, Liam St. John. He was on Team Gwen with his now girlfriend Tori Miller, which she's amazing. Sounds like Alison Krauss. She'll be at the festival too at Picking in the Backwoods, so you'll
Oh
meet
wow.
her. She's got a bluegrass sound. She's great. Um, there's someone else too. I can't remember who it was. I don't know, but yeah, it's just weird how it all turns out.
Oh, Holly Forbes was on The Voice. She's from Catlettsburg, Kentucky. She
Oh,
was in the
okay.
top 10.
Oh,
Team
dang.
Ariana Grande.
See,
Really cool.
I don't really. My mom, when I was younger, when American Idol was first going, I remember watching them then, but I haven't really kept up through all the years. And I like watching the beginning, but then after that, it's over for me.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't really think I've ever sat down and watched American Idol. It's always been The Voice for me, but I'm only 22. But I feel like old American Idol auditions that have like gone wrong are memes now. So I know those. Like I know the cringy like bad auditions that they aired anyway. So I mean, that's fun.
Hey, they need content, anything to keep them going.
Yeah.
So, are any of the songs you have like music video recordings on YouTube on the EP, or these 3 new songs from the get-go?
Um well there's songs I wrote pretty recently,
Okay.
um last July, and we did do like 20 to 30-second reels for each of the songs. Um, but no music videos for this one. I really thought about it. I had messaged somebody about doing a music video, but it just didn't fit in with the schedule, and recording was taking a little bit longer than I thought initially. So, yeah, all I have is some snippet reels. I've posted 2 of them. I
I was
haven't
gonna say
posted
I've
the
seen
last.
them on Instagram.
Yeah. Listen, I love everybody and they're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. Um, when I say this, I love everybody, but I can't tell you how many people messaged me and they were like, "Is this one of the songs from your new album?" No, 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 it's not. This is actually, I'm not even singing. This is a cover,
It's
like from somebody
AI.
else.
It's
This
AI.
is my song. I don't, it's AI.
Not even
We went
me.
out, we recorded just me walking around this pond, and it's an AI cover we found. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
yeah, we just have
interesting.
some reels. I wanted to have reels to post because I've seen they've been doing really good on social media, and I don't have a lot of video content. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty pessimistic, so for me, I want to have the right equipment to make it good video content if I'm gonna, do more like that. So I was like,
Right.
we should shoot just a few like 30-second videos, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I need to do a better job on my end with reels because I mean those definitely work. Uh, I posted one last night about my top 3 artists to see this summer, which I've never. It takes too long to set up and just talk for 30 seconds.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, to make it look good anyway. I could sit there and do it on a phone, but I don't know. I just don't have it in me. I just rather just
Yeah.
chat with people.
Yeah, and that's how I am. And I'm not a big social media person, but like I've seen so many great outcomes of independent artists from like especially TikTok,
Hmm.
them making content of, you know, teasing a chorus of a song they wrote or um Get Ready With Me's are really big on TikTok, like daily vlogs. And so, I mean, I just posted a video on TikTok of me doing my makeup and talking to the camera about my music journey, like what I'm doing with you. And it took like 3 hours. It took 3 hours to film it and to edit it and post it. And I
Yeah,
had stuff to do that day. I was like, I cannot, like, I'm getting so frustrated. I don't know how people do this 3 times a day, you
yeah,
know, because, I've looked up the statistics of the algorithm for TikTok. And there's like certain days if you post, it's more likely to get on like the For You page. Like
mhm,
Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays are like the best days to post from 8 in the morning till noon. And then from like, I don't even know, from like 4 to 9 p.m. in the evening or something like that. But there are charts online that's like if you want to reach an audience on TikTok, you've got to post 3 times a day for 90 days, make good content. I'm like, how?
yeah.
How, dude?
Full-time job.
I'm just a girl. Like,
Yeah,
I need somebody following me around with a camera all day. And my life's not that interesting. Like, when I'm not doing shows, it's like we were talking about, I'm eating bad fast food and I'm spending, money at Goodwill, and then I'm sleeping. I'm getting high and I'm sleeping. That's all I do. Like, there's not much content.
trash food, thrifting, sleeping to smoking till you pass out. That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude. I'm a little dependent on my little gummies now. They help me first. I started taking them because they help me sleep. I should write a song about this. I have really bad nightmares.
Oh
And
yeah.
so when I was taking them, and I only take them right before I go to sleep, it would just knock me out and I wouldn't dream at all. I was like, oh my God, I found the cure. Like, I'm not having these horrible nightmares anymore. I'm going to do this every night. And so I really can't sleep without them. And it's so bad that my dreams have become vivid again. Like, just last night, I was telling a friend of mine, I had a dream that, and I can always remember them in such like excruciating detail. It's horrible. I had a dream that there was a stalker in town and they were stalking everybody. And I still lived at home with my grandparents and I was home alone and I was singing. I used to sing with this app. This is so embarrassing. I shouldn't even say it. I used to use this karaoke app called Smule. You know what that is?
Uh-uh.
Okay. So embarrassing.
Somebody
So
does.
they do, and they're gonna comment. Do you know she used to sing on Smule? Anyways, in my dream, I was in the living room. I was home alone. I was singing on my little karaoke app on my phone, and I was like, "There's somebody in this house. Like, there's somebody stalking me in the house right now." So I like casually, and this is how it always happens. I feel like there's some negative person or presence around me, and I'm like, I can't let them know that I caught him. So I'm just gonna be casual, just be like, right, I'm gonna go outside, just like hang out, check out the weather, look at the plants. I go outside and I see this woman, this scary woman from my bedroom window. So I just start running down the street. And she caught up to me. She started beating me up, trying to kill me. And the police drove right by and didn't do anything. And then I woke up and I was like, man, I can't escape. I can't.
The gummies are wearing off.
I need to get like a sleep study or something.
Yeah, that's intense.
I think it's from I've been seeing a lot of what's the word? Teasers, I guess, about this new show on Netflix called Baby Reindeer.
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh.
about this, yeah, it's
I'm
about
in
this
the
guy
middle
that,
of watching it.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
don't talk. I haven't started it. I
Okay,
don't even know.
watch it. I'm like on episode 5.
Yeah, that's based on a true story. And that's the guy that was being stalked in real life. And he's reliving it just to make this TV show.
Oh, that's
And
the
I,
actual guy in the show in the
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that part. That just made it a lot better too.
yeah. So
Oh,
of
it's
course,
messed
like
up. I'll just tell you that much. There's some messed up stuff in there and very interesting.
I'm weird. I love that kind of stuff. Not for people to go through it, but like true crime and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
crime's a
and
huge deal.
yeah,
All the
me and my
podcasts,
friend
all the shows. I mean, there's a reason why there's so much.
weird. It's weird how people really like that, including myself.
I think
Uh,
it's the psychological part of it, like the
yeah,
mental state, like just to try to understand like where people are in their lives or in their mind. Even like watching some crazy serial killer movie, and it's like, why am I watching? And like, I'm trying to understand what's going on in this guy's mind, not because I like that he's killing people. Like, you know what I mean? I think
yeah.
that makes
It's
any sense to me of why you would watch it.
you know how people say, and it's even like in some pretty popular songs. There's always these lyrics that are like, um, why does it feel so good if it's so wrong? Or whatever. I feel like as people, we are so curious about like, or just like, I don't know, intrigued by, oh, I can't do this, it's wrong. And then when you see someone actually doing something really messed up, it's like, how? Like, how? What is happening in your brain? Like you said, like, how do you get, that's crazy. That's crazy, especially to those extremes. But
Right.
yeah, getting so off topic here. But the last thing I'll
That's
say
what
is,
podcasts do, though. We
yeah,
shoot the
me and
shit.
my friend Emily, we watched a documentary like a couple of years ago. It's on Netflix, and you should check it out. It's called The Girl in the Picture. There's
Don't know that
so
one.
this, dude, my mouth did not close throughout that entire documentary. It was absolutely crazy, you know?
Girl in the picture.
hmm
And what was it on? Netflix?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, so good.
I'll check it out for sure.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, go watch it. You'll be blown away. So.
I need to mentally prepare. And, no, but I mean, like there, I don't know. Everything always ties back to music because then I'm like, how can I write a song about this? How can I write a song about that? Maybe I should write a song about my dreams. And I had this one conversation with Emily. Something really messed up happened in Huntington not too long ago. It was like a year, a year and a half ago or something like that, where a murder happened. And I was working at the bar down in Huntington during this time. And the person who did it, like, had been a regular at the bar. And there was this one time we were alone for happy hour and had such great, easy, like funny conversation. They were telling me about their life and their bad luck, but they were in such good spirits about it. And I was like, your life is so comical. Like I'm honestly inspired to write about it. Like, can I write a song about you? They're like, yeah, go ahead. And then this news story broke out about how this person was responsible for a murder of somebody. And I was like, oh my
And that
God.
was the guy.
Yes.
That is insane. You have to write a song about it. You have to
How
do it. A new
that's
age
pretty
murder
expensive.
ballad.
I don't know. I was like,
Yeah, you can have
again,
some
like,
crazy plot twists in the middle of the song.
I
God, go for it.
don't know, Justin. Like, where's the line, you know? But that's crazy because I woke up and I saw my coworkers posting on Facebook, like, I never thought in my lifetime that I'd be friends with a murderer. And then my other coworker had commented on it and he was like, yeah, that person baked like us a birthday cake. Like that's how regular he was at the bar. And I was like, who is this? I went to school with them. It was crazy. It's like, oh, there's no way. It's like,
Man,
damn, can't write that song now.
yeah, you
Damn.
can. You can do
And
it.
it's horrible. Horrible, you know. And my love goes out to, you know, the victims of that situation. But oh my God, just crazy. What
Yeah,
happened in life. Like everything, you know, sometimes life can remind you just how real it is, you know?
hmm
So yeah, that was a crazy, crazy instance that happened in the midst of, you know, traveling and playing shows, like wild stories of things I've witnessed and heard and people I've met, like crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. So when you're talking about different writing stuff and writing material, do you just something pop in your head, you type it up in your phone and save it for later, or like what do you do to hold on to like little lyrical things that pop in your head?
Yeah. When I first started traveling, I was traveling like almost every day. Like I would get on Facebook and look at open mics, you know, all the time and go to as many as possible. And I'd always bring my friend Emily everywhere because she takes photos. So it was also for her to network and just practice with the camera. But we would be driving and it could be anything like as simple as, you know, we're just having a conversation and she says a line that sounds really cool, whether it's a lyric or a title, and I would write it down in my notes, or just like road signs, you know, names of exits and towns. Um, I would write down um, places we went for open mics. If I thought they were cool and catchy, I write them down. For my album, though, I and it's really weird. Like sometimes I feel like people with the arts, we do things subconsciously. Sometimes we create subconsciously. Um, but when I wrote the album, I came up with this whole concept story and came up with, you know, an album title. And I went through, planned out how many tracks I wanted, and I put down a title for everything. So I kind of like a rough draft for an essay
hmm
because I loved writing growing up. And so I would sit down and be like, okay, this is the title I wrote down. What, you know, what do I want to put behind it? Let's see if I can come up with anything. Um, and only a few, you know, got edited along the way, but that helps sometimes, like writing backwards, laying out a title or a story that you want to sing about and then doing it that way. And other times it's like if I'm not recording on my phone when I start playing, I'm gonna forget what I just played because like a lot of the time I'll just black out. You get so in the zone.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of like
I
driving a
wrote,
car somewhere and you don't know how you even got there. You're just
yeah,
like
you're
in
just
the
like
zone.
daydreaming the whole time. Literally, like how am I alive right now? But the longest song I've ever written is like 7.5, 8 minutes long. And I wrote it in one sitting and just completely blacked out. Have no idea. Like I feel like I didn't even write it. And if I wasn't recording it, I would have never had that. So I feel
Yeah,
like sometimes it just happens, you know?
right. Yeah, it's wild. It's always interesting to hear different artists and what they go through, or some purposely like sit down and they're like, I am not leaving this desk until I have a song made, or others just like, if it comes to me, it comes to me, whatever. So it's everybody's different.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
well, thank you for being on. Is there anything I should definitely know about Ginger? Anything else you want to share with us on the show? Your final thoughts.
oh my gosh. Like I should say something like so funny and memorable here. Hmm. Oh, if anybody has the recipe to the Big Mac sauce, send it to me. I'd like to make that at home.
I think I might have one.
So good, dude.
I'm
So good.
serious. Not that I make it, but my father-in-law, he put one together. He made burgers one day last summer or something, and he's like, "Here's my version of the Big Mac sauce." I'm like, "It's pretty damn good."
Oof. I need it. Anybody out there, Ginger Wixx needs the Big Mac sauce recipe stat, and you should come to Picking in the Woods this year in August.
Pick it in the backwoods.
Picking in the backwoods. Okay.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. You mentioned your friend Emily. I think she's down on coming too, to take some photos.
She better be.
Yeah,
She better be there with me. Please. Please, God.
good deal. All right.
Yeah.
Well, everyone check out Ginger's new EP coming out very soon. And go see her live if you can.